Thanks, Mitchell Seagal, for this fantastic birthday shirt. What is up, everybody? JT Dangerous here once again. I am back to do my AEW's Revolution Chicago 2020 predictions. Now, Revolution Chicago happens this Saturday. Live on pay-per-view, Bleacher Report Live, and Fight TV from the sold-out Wintrust Arena in my favorite wrestling city, Chicago, Illinois. Now, this card for AEW's Revolution in Chicago is stacked. We have, as of right now, 5 big matches with 2 titles on the line. So I am extremely excited to do my Revolution predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into AEW's Revolution after our last AEW pay-per-view, which was Full Gear back in Baltimore, Maryland, we went 7-1. So our overall record coming in is 32-11-1. So we're coming in hot, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hopefully in this video we will continue the winning ways. We're on a 5 pay-per-view winning streak. Hopefully in this video we make it number 6. Hopefully. Now, this is the 3rd video in a combined 5 video day on our channel today, guys. So, hopefully you guys will be able to watch all these videos. Always show your support on the channel as always by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, commenting your picks and your opinions in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, this is your first video, boy, pick to go in if you're a huge fan of all elite wrestling and being the elite like I am, and you're ready for this Revolution event from Chicago, Illinois. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is 2. Whoop, whoop, again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these predictions. Now, if they do add any other matches to this card, I'll have them in the comment section down below. But I'm going to do the 5 big matches that have already been determined. Let's start off with the first matchup. It is a one-on-one grudge match on one side. He is a former Intercontinental Champion, a former Tag Team Champion, a former U.S. Champion. He is the natural Dustin Rhodes. And his opponent is representing the Inner Circle, and he is making his AEW wrestling debut. He is a former ECW Champion, a former United States Champion, a former Money in the Bank winner, and former World Champion. He is the MMA fighter and the Big Hurt, Jake Hager. Now, this matchup is definitely personal for Dustin Rhodes because it was Jake Hager who broke his arm on the Halloween episode of AEW Dynamite on October 31st. And this matchup is definitely big and important because it's a chance for Dustin Rhodes to get revenge against what he calls Jericho's bitch. There is the idea of Jake Hager making his AEW wrestling debut. He made his shocking return to professional wrestling at AEW's first show in Washington, D.C. on Dynamite. And really, he's just been the silent bodyguard for Chris Jericho. Yes, he gets involved some of the matches, but he's never been in the ring one-on-one in a wrestling match in over 2 years. His last match was, I think, his last match for any company was Lucha Underground, when he won the Lucha Underground title from Pentagon Jr. 2 years ago. So this is going to be very intriguing to see what Jake Hager can bring to AEW in 2020. So, coming from me in this one-on-one grudge match, I'm going to go with the Big Hurt Jake Hager to defeat the natural Dustin Rhodes by any means. And now the next matchup. It is another one-on-one grudge match on one side. He is AEW's high-flying daredevil and skateboard enthusiast. He is Darby Allin. And his opponent is also representing the Inner Circle, and he is that Spanish god, Sammy Guevara. Now, this matchup is very personal to Darby Allin because it was the Inner Circle that took him out of action for a couple weeks at AEW's Dynamite in Cleveland, Ohio on TNT when Sammy Guevara used Darby Allin's own skateboard to take him out and nearly crushed his throat with his own skateboard. And Darby Allin has been looking for revenge ever since then. We saw those vignettes on Dynamite, black and white, just like Darby Allin's persona, like a black and white enigma, and burning up that cardboard stance of Sammy and Chris Jericho. And then on last week's Dynamite in Atlanta, Georgia, Darby Allin made his much-anticipated return to a huge pop. And I'm just going to say this right now. Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy get the 2 biggest pops in AEW, and it's crazy. And I'm so happy that they get that kind of pop. But Darby Allin feels like a smaller version of Jeff Hardy, just that daredevil enigma, and the crowd just feeds off of it, and he gets those big-time pop reactions just like Orange Cassidy does. But this matchup is definitely personal. So coming from me in this one-on-one grudge match, I like both of these guys. I do like Darby Allin. I also like Sammy Guevara. I do watch his vlogs on his YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to Sammy Guevara's vlog channel, definitely go check it out. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Darby Allin to get that measure of revenge and defeat the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, by any means. And now the next matchup, and this one I'm really excited for because it is for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Starting off with the challengers. They are the former 7-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the former 4-time PWG Tag Team Champions, the former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the former 3-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and they're looking to finally become the next AEW Tag Team Champions. They are the best tag team in the world today, bar none. And if you know their music, you'll know who I'm talking about. In Chicago, you ready for a... Super Kick Party! They are Matt, Nick, the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks are challenging the reigning and defending AEW Tag Team Champions, consisting of the man that says, "Hold my beer, I'm about to do some cowboy shit." And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Hangman Adam Page, and his partner is representing the Elite, and he is one half of the Golden Lovers and the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He is the best bout machine, and if you know his music, his old music, you'll know who I'm talking about. Oh, 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 oh. He is the cleanup, Kenny Omega! Now you talk about a banger of a tag team title matchup. This is going to be it. Now, starting off with the Young Bucks first, they earned this opportunity by winning a Battle Royal last week on Dynamite in Atlanta, and they're looking to finally become the AEW Tag Team Champions. It's crazy to think they have held almost every tag team champion in almost every promotion they have been in, and the only promotion that they haven't won the tag team titles is the promotion that they started, AEW. And this is their opportunity to finally put their name in history and hold 4 different tag team titles in 4 different organizations. But it will not be easy. They're inside of the team of Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega, who are coming off winning the AEW tag team titles on January 21st over SCU during the Jericho Cruise. And they are just coming off their last title defense on Dynamite against the Lucha Brothers in a successful one. And they're looking to defend their titles for the first time on pay-per-view. Now, the big story coming into this matchup is, where is Hangman Adam Page's allegiance going to lie? We have seen on Being the Elite, Hangman Adam Page said that he wants to leave the Elite and become a single star by himself, but it seems like the Elite continue to bring him in. Oh, if the Elite are celebrating after a match, they want Hangman to come out, but he doesn't come out. And it's been building animosity between the Young Bucks and Hangman, with Hangman now drinking, and you've seen the signs all over AEW, "Hey, Hangman, drink a beer with me." And we've seen it. We've seen on Being the Elite, we've seen it on AEW Dynamite. And really, the guy who's in the middle is Kenny Omega, because he's facing his best friends, the Young Bucks, who started Being the Elite, but he's also defending the tag team titles with someone that's not Kota Ibushi. And it's crazy to think that in 2020, Kenny Omega is one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, and Kota Ibushi just this past Friday became the new IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion with Hiroshi Tanahashi. So it's crazy to think that the two former Golden Lovers members are now Tag Team Champions in two different promotions. But that just shows how 2020 has been wild when it comes to professional wrestling. So, coming from me in this huge banger of a matchup for the AEW Tag Team titles, this one's tough because it's hard to pick against the Young Bucks because they're just that damn good. But it's also hard to pick against Kenny Omega when he holds the title, because when he holds the title, he usually steps it up to 10. But the big question mark is Hangman Adam Page, because if the Young Bucks win this, I can definitely see Kenny Omega congratulating the Young Bucks and then Hangman saying, Kenny, what are you doing? You just cost me the tag team titles. And maybe that will finally turn Hangman Page into a full-fledged heel and maybe branch out of the Elite. So coming from me, I may get this one wrong, and I wouldn't be shocked if I get it wrong, but I am going to go with Matt and Nick, the Young Bucks, to finally become the new AEW Tag Team Champions and defeat the team of Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega by any means in a banger. And now the next matchup. It is one of the most personal matchups in AEW. On one side, he will be accompanied by his bodyguard Wardlow, and he is looking to get revenge against his former teacher and mentor. He is easily the best heel in professional wrestling. He is the salt of the earth. He's better than you, and you know it. And if you know his music, making his debut, his theme debut on the channel, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. And his opponent is one of the executive vice presidents of All Elite Wrestling, and he is the former Ring of Honor World Champion, the former IWGP United States Champion, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and he'll be accompanied by his beautiful wife Brandy and the Nightmare Coach and one of the legendary four horsemen, AA Arn Anderson. He is the American Nightmare Cody. Now, this has been brewing ever since what happened at Full Gear in Baltimore in December, where Chris Jericho was facing Cody for the AEW title, in which Cody had to win the title, or he couldn't challenge for the AEW title again. And during the end of the match, when Jericho had Cody in the walls of Jericho, MJF was in Cody's corner as his best friend and he threw in the towel, costing Cody that match and guaranteed Cody could never challenge for the AEW title again. And then we saw what a lot of people were assuming was going to happen. MJF turned on Cody, kicking him down low and pushing him to the mat. And it was kind of a no-brainer that we knew MJF was not going to stay friends with Cody long, because it's all about MJF. In his mind, it's all about him. He's the youngest up-and-coming superstar in AEW in the future. So he looked at that situation and said, hey, if I take Cody out of the title picture, it'll get me one step closer. And that's exactly what he did. And this rivalry has been going on ever since then. And MJF has got a huge bullseye on his back, because this is his first match one-on-one on pay-per-view. His last match for AEW on pay-per-view was Fight for the Fallen back in July in Jacksonville. This is his first one-on-one match on pay-per-view, and it's really put up or shut up, because MJF has done everything to Cody. I mean, with all the provisions that Cody had to do just to get this matchup, MJF has everything to gain and everything to lose if he loses. Because if he loses, all that momentum that he had ever since Full Gear will be gone and kaput. So it's really put up or MJF finally shut the fuck up. There is how you have Cody, who had to go through hell and high water just to get this match. I mean, he couldn't touch MJF going into Revolution. He had to take 10 lashes from MJF just to get this match at Revolution. And he had to beat Wardlow in AEW's first steel cage match in Atlanta just to get MJF at Wardlow. And he did each and every one of those stipulations, including that that whipping he got on AEW TV. You saw the welt on his back, and then that amazing steel cage match last week on Dynamite where Cody beat Wardlow with a on top of the cage with a moonsault, which was a holy shit moment. But Cody has done everything for this matchup. He has definitely gotten better. With this rivalry, with adding Coach Arn Anderson in his corner, telling him what to do, and like giving him those little tidbits of advice, and it's definitely helping Cody, making himself look even better than he was about a month ago or a year ago. So, coming from me, in this very emotional and personal one-on-one grudge match, this one's tough because I love MJF. I think he's the best heel in the business right now. He's better than any WWE heel. He's better than any NXT heel. He's better than any New Japan Pro Wrestling heel. He's the best heel in the biz because he gets that nuclear heat. And I can definitely see a shenanigans happening in this matchup, but coming from me, I'm going to go with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes to defeat MJF by any means in a banger. And now, the main event. It is for the AEW World Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is a former Grand Slam winner in the WWE, and he is the reigning two-time IWGP United States Champion, and he's looking to finally become the AEW World Champion. And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley is challenging the leader of the Inner Circle and the reigning and defending and the first AEW World Champion, the only man in World Wrestling Federation history to beat The Rock and Stone Cold to become the first ever World Wrestling Federation Undisputed Champion, the record-setting 9-time Intercontinental Champion, the former 6-time World Champion, a former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and he is Le Champion of AEW, the Painmaker, Chris Jericho. Now, these two are no strangers to each other. Back in their days in the WWE, these two had some great matches, but now they're in another company fighting for a bigger prize, the AEW World title. Now, starting off with Jon Moxley first, he is coming in the hottest wrestler in AEW right now. He has not lost one match, one-on-one on TV or on pay-per-view, and he is rightfully deserved to be the #1 contender. And he's also coming in with a handicap, because if you don't know what happened on Dynamite a couple weeks ago, Chris Jericho in the Inner Circle attacked Jon Moxley, and Jericho took one of his spikes from his jacket and stabbed it into Jon Moxley's eye. And he's been wrestling with a eye patch ever since. He even fought Minoru Suzuki with that eye patch at New Beginning in Osaka in that war. And he fought and he beat Jeff Cobb in Jeff Cobb's AEW debut last week in Atlanta. And he's coming in the hottest, and he is looking to finally become AEW World Champion. He's already the IWGP US Champion, so he could be holding 2 titles in 2 different organizations. The other side, you have Le Champion himself, Chris Jericho, looking to continue his reign as the very first AEW World Champion, the youngest AEW World Champion in history. And he has been one hell of a fighting champion. He's been champion for 6 months, nearly going on a year. He has taken on oldcomers from Cody, Darby Allin, Scorpio Sky, Jungle Boy. The list goes on, and he's just coming off a victory over Hiroshi Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. Jericho is on fire right now, and he's looking to finally beat Jon Moxley once and for all and celebrate with a little bit of the bubbly. So, coming from me in this huge main event match for the AEW World title, this one's tough. It's the paradigm shift versus the Judas effect. This one's really tough, and knowing Jericho's going to have the Inner Circle in his corner, and knowing Jon Moxley won't give a shit, because if it's one against the world with Jon Moxley. But the big question is, would that eye be a detriment to Moxley, or will it be an advantage to Moxley? But coming from me, I may get this one wrong, and I wouldn't be mad if I got it wrong, but I'm going to go with Le Champion himself, Chris Jericho, to retain the AEW World title by any means and defeat Jon Moxley in a banger. And those are my AEW Revolution 2020 predictions. Now, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below. Who do you have winning all these matchups? Who do you have winning the AEW World title between Jon Moxley and Le Champion Chris Jericho? Who do you have winning the AEW Tag Team titles between the Young Bucks and Hangman and Omega? And who do you have winning that personal one-on-one showdown between MJF and Cody? Let me know all of your comments down below and your opinions. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm going to see your comment, like it, and of course reply right back to it, because comments are absolutely always welcome on the channel, guys. Now, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance, and I will see you guys hopefully this week for my official New Japan Pro Wrestling's 48th anniversary show 2020 predictions, Naito Hiromu, and my official New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Cup 2020 predictions. Later days, guys, and peace.